talk, little walls, simple minds want it all. Take it off, 5 o'clock.
Hey guys, it's your girl Shalom Blac and I am back again. I told you guys I was gonna get back on it, you know, so I'm doing my thing. From the title of this video, as you can see, we are going to be doing like an updated foundation routine. I got a lot of requests on Instagram, like when I post my stories, you guys are like, bruh, give us an updated foundation routine. And I got you. You know, I don't gatekeep. Things do change every now and then, and honestly I feel like the big change that has been happening has to do with my skin and how like well I've been taking care of it. And when I tell you guys, the more I give love to my skin itself, the better my makeup looks. So it's not all about just concealing and covering up, but it's honestly about taking care of your skin. So today I'm just going to show you guys my full detailed foundation routine for those of you guys that are interested. I do have to make it clear though, this is not necessary for some people that like, I do think it's going to work with honestly whoever, and how you like your makeup, whether you like your full coverage or light coverage. I feel like you can still watch this video, but I just want to let you know that I am a full coverage girl, so I do not run away from the full coverage. I'm here for her. So some of you guys might not really like the fact that I do apply a lot of product. Even though I don't think it's a lot of product, it might seem like it's a lot of product because there's so many different stuff that I mix. So that can come off as a lot of product, but to be quite honest, that can come off like I'm putting a lot on my face, but it's not if I'm putting just different things on my face in moderation, that I feel like just works best for my skin type, my skin texture, and my scars. So today I'm going to show you guys the full-on detail on how I get my makeup to look like this. First thing first is moisturizing, and I'm going to be using the Key Soul Care Transforming Cream. I literally love this. I've been obsessed with it for a little while, so that's what I've been using. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is applying a sunscreen oil. This is a SPF 30 sunscreen from Miele. And I just recently started using this. If you guys remember, when I went and saw that doctor for him to do like my laser for consultation, he did encourage me to really put sunscreen on my scars because that helps it from like getting dark. And also sunscreen is just good for your skin, especially in this scorching hot sun. Living in LA is no joke. All right, so moving on, I'm going to be using the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. This is one of my favorite primer ever. Like I literally cannot live without it. It just grips the makeup really nicely. And also it feels good on the skin. I feel like it gives me another extra moisture. You can kind of feel it like tacky on the skin, and I like that. I am going to go an extra mile with the Becca Ever Matte Primer. I feel like we don't really talk about this primer anymore. This was OG primer for the oily girls, but I just like to kind of focus it on the areas of my face that do get oily. I do not put it everywhere. So I put it on the side of my nose and on my nose. But it doesn't get too dry because I also apply the Milk Hydro Grip, so it's not gonna get too drying because I feel like sometimes it can get too drying, but I literally just focus on those areas of my face. I'm going to be taking the Nars Creamy Concealer in the shade Hazelnut, and I like to apply that right underneath my eyes as just a base and some on my chin as well. I'm going to just blend that with the Beauty Blender. Honestly, I started doing this recently because before I do like to apply it just on top, but when I started doing this, applying the concealer on the bottom first, I just feel like my makeup just looks 10 times better. So I've just been doing it until I get tired of it, but I don't think I will because I just like how it looks. And then I'm gonna go in with the Dose of Color concealer in the shade medium tan, and I'm also going to apply that underneath. Now this is really going to highlight my face, and I like to do this for the same reason. I just feel like it looks so much better having my concealer on the bottom of my foundation. And I'm going to let that sit for just a few seconds just to get a bit more tacky, and that's going to give us a way fuller coverage. If you want to speed up the process, just go ahead and like blow it a little bit. It would be nice to have a little fan, and I do, but I don't know where it is. And I know it looks a bit scary, but don't worry, don't trip. It's gonna all come together. Trust the process. We need to move on because I look crazy right now. Like, who is she? What is going on? So moving on to the fun part, my foundation. I like to use 3 different foundation. The first one is the Huda Beauty Folks Filter Foundation in the shade Ganache, and I like to mix that with the Nars Luminous Foundation in the shade Zambi. And lastly, I like to add a little drop of the KVD foundation in the shade Deep Warm. You should have something like this, and we're just gonna go ahead and mix that up. But we're just gonna protect the edges, okay? Because I do not want any foundation on my edges. I literally hate that. Let's go ahead and apply the foundation. I'm going to be using the Morphe brush in number R6 to blend my foundation. And I just like to do this in a stippling motion because I feel like that gives me the fullest coverage. So if you want that extra highlighted look, go ahead and just add a little drop of the concealer again. I'm just gonna add the Nars as well, just to give a bit more of a color because I don't want it to be too white. I do like it white sometimes, but not today. I'm going to be adding the LA Girl Cosmetics Soft Matte Cream Blush in the shade Hot Shot on the upper part of my cheekbones. And I've been really loving cream blushes lately. Something about it. It just gives a nicer, like, sun-kissed look that I really like. So I'd like to apply it up here. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back in my beauty blender and I'm going to start blending this again. And I kind of bring in the blush into the inner eye corner as well. I just like kind of like the soft pinkish look that it gives. This is a trend that has been kind of going on TikTok, and I've tried it and I just really like the look. You see that? It's like super gorgeous. For the powder, I'm going to be mixing my Laura Mercier translucent powder with the Huda Beauty powder in Cinnamon Bun, and this is in translucent. And I just dip in with my sponge and I go underneath and start to press that powder until it dissolves into the concealer. And this is just going to give you like a nice filter soft under the eye. I've been doing this for so long and I just find it to be so much better than just going straight into baking. And just look at that. But now I'm gonna press it and just let it sit. We're not going to try to dissolve this in, and at the same time I just like to kind of get it like to low-key kind of contour my nose, the reverse contour of the nose first. And I'm gonna take the little excess that is left on the sponge, dab it on my hand, and then I'm just gonna lightly press that on the rest of my face. I like to do this before I go in with like a color powder on my face, just to prevent my face from looking muddy. So now I'm going to be taking the Fenty Beauty Pro Filler Soft Matte Powder Foundation in the shade 480. And I'm going to apply that all over my face. And I just like to press this in. When I tell you guys, the way that this makes my skin look, first of all, on camera and in person, is sick. I don't know how I decided, but one day I just decided to put this on top of my other makeup, and the rest was history. I love it. Apply that right underneath my jawline, because this is going to define it a bit more, because my jawline is kind of non-existent. Like, I need it to be a little sharper. Going back into the 480, I'm going to be using that to contour my nose. And to contour my nose, I just like to go like blend it in towards the front of my eyebrows. And it kind of minimizes the harshness of the concealer that we use to clean off the brows. See how the nose is already like defining? Yeah. There's a lot of powder usage in this makeup tutorial, just because I just find it to just look better. This is what works for me. And for those of you guys that are always asking, this is it. Some of you might still like it, and some of you might think it's a lot, but this is just what I do. So I am now using the Makeup Forever Ultra HD powder. Now they have this in 3 different shades. I've already told you guys about this powder before, but I feel like I've been using it for, honestly, I don't know how long, but I cannot live with this. If there's anything that I have to have in my makeup bag, is this powder, because it just does wonders for me. And even when I'm going out, I take it with me to use it as like my touch-up, because it allows me to have this like soft filter finish application on my makeup. Like, it literally looks like I have like filter on my face in real life. And for someone that has lots of texture and scars, this babes, don't play with her. It doesn't add any color to your face, but it definitely adds a filter finish look to the face. So now we're going to take the bacon off. I just like to go in with my sponge in this powder like so, and I'm gonna start pressing that in. This is going to give you like a super bright under eye, but without looking crazy. Do you see how filter finished this is? Do you guys see how filter finished this is? Like, it's crazy. We are gonna go ahead and add some blush, of course. And sometimes I like to apply my blush with my sponge. So I'm still going to be using the same sponge. If you want, you can use a new sponge, but I go in and I also just kind of dab it off. And we're gonna start applying that on the highest part of our cheekbones. And I'm gonna kind of bring it down to the contour, because I don't really like my contour to be like too dark. I kind of like it to be like colored and just part of the blush. So I like to bring it and blend it into the contour. I feel like people do not really use highlight as much, and I don't use it as much, but I definitely like to add it on the bridge of my nose just to highlight it even more. Like, we contour it, right? So we might as well really highlight the nose. But I'm not putting too much. I just really like a little bit on the bridge of that nose and on the tip of the nose. It just does it for me. I mean, excuse moi. And also, we put a little bit on the highest part of the cheeks. When I say a little, like this much, I just like to have like a streak of a line, because that's literally all you need. You do not need it to go crazy. That little streak of a line, but I don't like it to look like too streak of a line, so I will go in and kind of mix it with the powder again and just kind of like soften that and blend it like so. Like, you see that? And to finish up my makeup, I am going to be spraying the One Size Beauty Reserve the Surf Luminous Setting Spray. And when I say this is very misty, it almost feels like I'm not applying anything. So don't be afraid to go a little ham on this. And what I like to do to really avoid getting that flashback or looking too powdery underneath my eyes, and you can do this for your entire face if you want, I just like to spray in the spray on my sponge, dab it a little, and then I go right underneath the eyes and I just kind of lightly press that where we had all those powder. And this is going to give you like a really skin finish appearance, even though we apply shit ton of powder. I'm just gonna go ahead and do my eyes and my lips, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so the makeup is complete. I just did some little basic eyeshadow. Y'all know I don't really rock eyeshadow like that, but I decided to do something slightly. And then on my lips, I wanted it to kind of match my top. So I am wearing the MAC lip liner in the shade Chestnut mixed with the what is it called, Night Moth lip liner, just to kind of define my lips. And then for the lip gloss, I'm wearing the Fenty Beauty lip gloss in the shade Bubble Bench. So I hope this video was very helpful for those of you guys that kind of wanted to get an updated foundation routine from me, how I just get this full flawless makeup. It takes a little bit of time, but honestly, sometimes I can get this done in like 15 minutes. But yeah, this is my updated foundation routine. I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you do, please do not forget to give the video a huge thumbs up. Comment down below what video you would like to see from me next time or the next. And for those of you guys that might be wondering where the wig is from, I have a full-on tutorial that I posted and the whole information on the wig, so make sure you guys check it out and check out my other previous videos that I did just answering some really juicy girly questions. So I am pumping the content and you guys just need to watch it. Well, thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and remember to always be your own kind of beautiful Everything will be linked down below. Bye. See you guys next time.
Pillow talk, glitter wall, simple minds want it all. Take it off, 5 o'clock. What come the rocks? What come the rocks? Dirty socks, kitchen sink, bring it on. Drink a drink it off, take it off, take it off, take it off. Rhythm and blues, sipping on gin and juice.